Hey, welcome back to the Crowdfunding Demystified YouTube channel. My name is Salvador Briggman, and today we're talking about a tool and specifically a way in which you can continue to have urgency when it comes to your early bird reward tiers on Kickstarter. If you don't know what that is, I'll also just bite-sized describe that, but that is what we are covering in today's YouTube video. Your early bird or limited quantity reward tiers are one of the functionalities that Kickstarter gives you as a platform. So you can basically go there and you can say, I only want to have 50 of these available for people that are out there for potential backers. These are going to be the super early bird reward tiers. And then we're going to have 100 available of the early bird reward tiers. And you're going to have different discounts depending on what the price of your product is going to be, what it's going to retail for, etc. This is one of the functionalities that Kickstarter gives you when it comes to running your crowdfunding campaign. Now, one of the questions I've been getting more recently, I'd say in the last year to year and a half is, hey Sal, what happens if I want to increase the number of early bird reward tiers that I have? They've sold out definitely, but when they were still there, the super early birds or the early birds, I was seeing really good conversion rates with my Kickstarter campaign. What should I do now? Because now I'm in the Kickstarter slump of death. I'm not seeing good conversion rates anymore. And it's like, I want to bring some of those early bird reward tiers back. Is that something that I could do? And also, what are the morality behind doing something like that? Hey, I just want to take a second to mention the sponsor of today's YouTube video, which is Fulfillment. So Fulfillment will help you shipping out your products and your orders to your customers and your backers also if you're doing a Kickstarter or an Indiegogo campaign. They are an incredible partner and they kind of offer this entire system when it comes to helping you ship out all these products and rewards. This is not something you want to do yourself. I'm telling you, it's going to be really onerous. It's very difficult. It's a massive headache. It takes a lot of time away from doing what you're good at. So just outsource this to another company. It's also setting up a partner for you when you create an online store and you're doing e-commerce full time. So go and check them out at Fulfillment. I will include a link down below and you can check them out there. First of all, with the morality, that's not something I want to super get into in this video. That really comes down to your brand. That comes down to the experience that you want to offer your customers. It comes down to what you want to do in order to be successful. And it's kind of like with a lot of things when it comes to marketing. Is this something that you want to incorporate into your business or is it not? So it's not really something that I want to go super in-depth and heavy into when it comes to morality. If you want to talk about your specific case when it comes to the Kickstarter campaign, you can book a one-on-one coaching call with me down below and we can discuss your specific case. When it comes to the actual functionality, there are a few ways to do this. The first way is to do it more manually. So manually, you go there and you would say, okay, so I had 100 early bird reward tiers, they just sold out, but now I kind of want to bring this tier back. So I'm going to increase this by 10, or I'm going to increase this by 15. So I actually now have 110 or 115 early bird reward tiers. What's going to happen is that tier is going to go from being sold out into coming back into your Kickstarter campaign. So the new people that come and visit the campaign are going to see that this tier is no longer sold out. They're going to claim that really good discount, and then eventually that's going to sell out again. Now, at that point in time, if you wanted to, you could continue to increase that tier, or you could leave it sold out. That's really up to you, but that's more of a manual way to do it. And in order to make this work, you're going to have to be every single couple of hours checking your Kickstarter dashboard at least once every day, right? And making sure that that tier is either not sold out or there's a number of limited quantity reward tiers that are there that you want in terms of the availability. There's a lot of manual, input and work that has to go into doing the kind of marketing. So what I want to do today is I want to give you a tutorial of an alternative. And this is basically an alternative tool that at the time I'm recording this video might change in the future that you can use in order to bump up your early bird reward tier quantity so that automatically, if you had 100 tiers, it's sold out, this tool would then bump up that number to, let's just say 110, 105, 115. And in that way, you can continue to sell the early bird reward tier as long as there is demand. So I'm going to share with you that tool, a tutorial of how to use that tool today on this YouTube video. Now, StockLimits is basically a tool that you can use to improve the conversions that you see on your Kickstarter campaign page or your Indiegogo page. So if you're having trouble, converting people, I'd say, into backers, this is a really great tool in order to kind of, one way to solve that problem. So what do these guys do? Well, basically, every single time you have a campaign, you have limited quantity reward tiers, right? So they kind of look like this. So there are only 3 left of however many. Same thing goes with Indiegogo. You have limited quantity tiers or maybe only 2 left, right? What this tool does is it automatically updates that number either on a daily basis or on a minute per minute basis. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, obviously, because that way, new people that come to the page will see there are only 3 of these left. They're going to be a lot more likely to take action. It's going to sort of nudge them over the edge if they're on the fence when it comes to supporting your campaign. So if they're on the fence and they're like, I don't know, but there are only 3 left, it's going to prompt them to take action. They're going to back it. Maybe at a future point in time, they decide to cancel their pledge, but they also might not. So it's kind of like pushing them over the edge of getting a really good deal in the moment. And in that way, you're getting more backers and you're improving the conversion rates of your crowdfunding campaign. So this is a tool that you can use to be able to do this. Now, so going a little bit more deeper here, this is basically to monitor and replenish the rewards that you have, the early bird rewards. And also, there's optional email notification that can be triggered to keep you informed of any kind of top-up activities. You can also set what the threshold is that you want. Like, what is the minimum stock desired? What is the top-up increment that you want to have every time that this tool will top up your rewards? You can set all of this in the web interface. And also we can talk a little bit about the pricing in just a second. But this is really a great tool when it comes to improving conversions, when it comes to making sure there's always activity on your page. And it's something I've used on a couple of campaigns that I've managed and helped with so far. So it's something I wanted to introduce to you. So when it comes to pricing, they do have a free plan. The free plan essentially is daily monitoring, right? So this is going to top up daily once per day. Now, once per day is always not the greatest, honestly, because if you have a campaign, usually it's going to be selling out, regularly. So you'd have to be always on the game, always checking that, doing it manually. Once per day is like a little bit better, but even better would be doing a once per minute monitoring. That's really when this becomes all automated. So if you want to do something more in an automated fashion, you can use StockLimits Pro. And the cool thing about StockLimits Pro is that you can actually test this out and you can see whether or not it's working for your project. So StockLimits Pro, you see here, you can cancel it at any time. If you're using the Pro service, you only need to pay for the days when your subscription was active. So you can try out StockLimits Pro, have this all taken out of your hands. And then if it works for you, great. If it doesn't, great, you can cancel. I think it's a really no-brainer decision. Just see the A/B test. Is it improving or is it not? And you can use StockLimits Pro for that. They also have an agency, but I'm not going to get into that in this video particularly. But StockLimits Free is really good for just beginners. If you're really trying to go, advanced, you're willing to spend some money on marketing, definitely would go with the StockLimits Pro feature. And again, I have used this on campaigns. So another one would be just understanding kind of the metrics behind this. So first of all, this is because of the urgency factor. This is one of the things I identified in the Kickstarter launch formula in my book. Kickstarter launch formula goes in depth into launching a Kickstarter campaign. And one of the things that I hammer on is this sense of urgency. That's what gets people to take action. So this kind of plays into that psychology a little bit. Encouraging urgency will significantly increase conversions. The other thing when it comes to this, you can also have this happen when your campaign is already live. So you don't need to do this beforehand. I would recommend, exploring the option beforehand, but you can use this even if you only have, 15 days to go with your Kickstarter or Indiegogo campaign. This is something you can just basically turn on or turn off kind of the way you would with a faucet. And also, you can use this on Kickstarter or Indiegogo. Now, the biggest question I was getting when I was starting to talk more about this tool was, well, Sal, how does this work? Do I have to give away my login information? Because that would definitely not be ideal, right? So you actually don't have to give away your login information here. So if we come here to the dashboard with StockLimits, if you clicked Add Project, which you would do, you would then choose if you're doing a Kickstarter or Indiegogo. We'll just say a Kickstarter. You have your project URL. And then it's going to ask you for your username and also your password. Now, with these two things, you obviously don't want to give away your main username or your password, right? Because that's going to be the main username and password for your account. So instead, what you can do is you can create a dummy account on Kickstarter. And this is sort of summed up in this tip here. You can create a dummy account and just add that account as being a collaborator on your Kickstarter campaign account. And you do that with edit project privileges. So you would have this dummy account, which is a collaborator on your account. And then you would give the username and password of that dummy account into StockLimits. And that way, they're not going to get your main login or anything like that. It's just going to be able to use the service safely, easily automate it, and you could do it free or you could do it with a pro, and it's going to be very easy for you to do. And also, if you want to, you can have yourself notified when stock updates occur. And in that way, you can really keep an eye on the ball when it comes to using StockLimits. So I'm going to include a link to this down below in the description of this YouTube video. This is an affiliate link. So if you go through this, thank you so much using the special link that I'm going to link to down below, because that enables us to create even better video content for you. And really just would roll a lot of the affiliate marketing I do back into making better videos for you. So hiring video editors, hiring things when it comes to making better thumbnails. So I really just, I'm here to educate and inform and do that as a service. This is one of the ways in which you can help us when it comes to putting out better education, better quality education. So thank you so much, actually, if you go through that link, the StockLimits link down below, because that really helps out the whole team here, and it really helps me to create better content for you. Give me a thumbs up if you found this video to be helpful, educational, so that other people know it is well worth their time. And also, if you want to book a one-on-one coaching call with me, go to the link down below, click that link. You can book a one-on-one intensive coaching call with me. You can go through the intricacies of your project when it comes to launching it, when it comes to the resources, the people that you should know in the industry, or if you want to hire me to help with your campaign, we can also discuss that towards the end of this call. These calls are meant to be incredibly impactful and to make sure that you're doing everything right by the book, as well as some of the stuff that you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. There's always that saying, and these calls are sort of meant to give you a lot of confidence going into your upcoming Kickstarter campaign. My name is Salvador Briggman. Thank you for joining me on this YouTube video, and I will see you next time.